Hey, Shalawam, Shalawam. Okay, first of all, to the east, all praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of GMS that rule well and teach well in sincerity, taught us this truth. Shalawam to the sincere Akyam out there pushing, preaching this 100% doctrine on the highways and byways, as well as the 1/3 men, women, and children. Shalawam to the tabernacle of David, the hopeful elect. All right, it's your brother Yeremia Kazak, back with hopefully another edifying lesson. This one will be quick, short, and sweet to the point, man. So, excess of Eve. We will enjoy an excess of Eve. All right. So, the whole thing with this nation is polluted, it's defiled, it's wicked. Okay. And let's go over to Micah 2 and 10. One of my favorites. Because it's so much wisdom you can apply just understanding the time period that we're in. Okay? Micah 2 and 10. Arise ye and depart. Arise ye and depart. What does that mean? To leave. Basically, with your mind, with your heart being your mind. What you hold on to, what you cling on to, what you desire. Arise ye and depart. So you need to do that spiritually and mentally. Because physically, understanding that we can't get up and leave this place, right? We don't have the funds to move. And regardless if we move, the curse is still going to follow us. Okay? Speaking to the Israelites. So the best thing we can do is get back to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi by arising and departing. Mentally and spiritually, coming back to the laws and commandments and statutes. All right. So arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. What does it mean by this? This place right here, Babylon, America, this nation, everything that we're in right now, working, the plantation, yes, working day and night, right? Working 9 to 5. We don't supposed to be doing that. Okay? So it's not your rest. This is not your rest. Because it is polluted. It shall destroy you. Even with a sword of destruction. That's where you got that term working to the bone. You work to the bone. Right? Because this place is not your rest. You don't have no rest here. Under the slave master. Under the plantation, you do not have a rest. I know a lot of y'all, man, y'all work day and night, man. Okay, whatever it be, whatever occupation, whatever your job is, you're under somebody. And regardless if you have your own business, you still have to what? Pay taxes to the government. You're still in captivity and slavery. Taxes goes back to tributary. All right. And let's get that word. Tribune. Tribune definition. Tribune. An official in ancient Rome chosen by the plebeians to protect their interests. All right. A tribune. And to the tribunes, you pay what? You pay you basically pay taxes. Right? It would be called paying tribute. So that's what modern day tribute is. You paying taxes. And in America, don't we get taxed on everything? Everything is taxed. When you bought whatever phone you got taxed on that. When I bought this mic stand, when I bought this phone stand, I got taxed on that. When I bought this menorah, tax on that. That menorah, tax on that. This oil, tax. These stones, it was tax. Right? This apartment that I'm in, tax. Right? This right here, this rag, tax. Okay? Understand, everything you do, you got to give back to the government. You are in captivity, bro. This is going back to the scripture. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. All right? That's what this place is designed to do. Down to the laws, to the way that the system is ran, to throw you in jail, to throw you in prison, to take the black man, the Israelite man, up out of the home and displace his family and leave the home ran by the mother. Therefore, the kids suffer because the mother got to work, what, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, just to provide. And the father is what? Either in prison or out there on the streets, hooked on drugs or whatever it may be. Okay? And the only way to stop that is by turning back to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi at the end of the day. Now, we will have an excess of Eve, but understand that it's not at this point in time. The time is coming though. Let's go to Isaiah 4:1. And in that day, a remnant prepared. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach. So, called by thy name, which basically means marriage. Okay? So in that day, the woman is going to be so terrified. The woman is going to be so terrified. Men are going to be terrified. Okay? And the women are going to be terrified. But all the brothers right now, we may seem low. We may seem, trying to deal with modern day Eve, and Eve is rejecting us because we don't have the funds, or we don't seem to look the part. Our hair is not lined up, right? The things that they have been trained to look for, we don't have those traits. We don't have that. We're not in the world. We don't care about all the bullshit that they care about. And we demand order. We demand order. All right? And if we don't get order, then we off. We ain't gonna deal with you. Why am I gonna sit here and deal with a woman that's out of order? Okay? And that's speaking about when you're dating, when you're going forth and seeking a woman, right? Them red flags, brothers ain't tolerating that. We out. Now, if you came into this truth and you had a woman, then you deal with her, and you pray on that situation. But if you were single and you came into this truth and you out here trying to get a woman, then you gonna take notice of them red flags, man. She can't take order. Okay? All right? That's not his true name, brother. That's not his true name. His true name is Yahawah. All right? It's Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Once again, and that's the thing right there. I'm not about to deal with no female that's calling on Yahuwah, right? That's a red flag already. If I tell her once, I tell her twice, and she can't get it, and she want to continue to call on Yahuwah, then, just step, right? I'm not going to deal with that. That's a red flag. Brothers take red flags for what they are. It's nothing. Don't take them what they are. When a person shows who they are, you take that for what that is, man. Nah, I think they made an accident. I think they made a mistake. No. You take them for what they are. All right? All we do is argue. Who am I arguing with? All right? Leakot, who am I arguing with? Nobody. I'm sitting here preaching a lesson. Okay? And back to it. You coming up in here trying to, you strike an angle, but you don't have an angle. Because that angle right there does not exist for you. Okay? So, back to the lesson, which I am preaching. Which, if you would open your ears, you would listen. Shut up and preach. Oh, wow. That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. So, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name. No, let him go. Let him go. Unmute him. I want him to get the full, whatever Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi got for his ass. I want him to keep mocking and scoffing, because I want him to get the full. I'm going to unmute him myself. I want him to get the full vengeance. All right? So go ahead, Leacock. Keep talking. I want you to get that full judgment. I want you to get the full judgment. Because you think you know so fucking much, man. All right? I ain't never seen you in my live before. And I ain't never seen you in the other brothers' live. We actually teach correct lessons. But you came in here with an assumption, making an ass out of you and me. All right? Already. Brothers, any brother could vouch for me. I teach proper lessons. But you come in here assuming when you don't even know me. You ain't never been in my live before. All right? So, let's keep going. So, in this time period, a remnant prepared 7 women, and 7 meaning what? Completion. 7 meaning completion. So, that does not mean 7 women. That means a complete number of women. It could be 10, 20, 30, 40. It's going to be so terrifying out there in Jacob's trouble, right? Everybody's going to be raging and purging, martial law, troops on the streets, no food, no water, no electricity, etc., etc. But the men of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi are going to be safe. The men of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi are going to be that standard, are going to be that light, and all the women are going to flee to them. So right now, when I'm saying it, brothers, you may not have a lot of women right now. All right? It may be hard for you to even get one woman. Okay? Because we ain't tolerating the bullshit. But in that point in time, these women are going to get in order. That's why the title of this lesson, Leacock, you listening? The title of this lesson is An Excess of Eve. You will have an excess of women. You will have so many women that you don't know what to do with them all. Okay? Because they all going to get in order. They're all going to bow down. They're all going to listen to the true men. And the people like Leacock, who was, scoffing and mocking and saying that we don't know nothing, saying that all we do is argue, he's going to be crying in his car. Like old dude off Friday, man. Like Red off Friday. He going to be crying in his car, man. Okay? Understand that, Leacock. You going to be crying in your car. And you better hope that them Arabian boys, Ishmaelites, don't get a hold of you because they like men. They like men. And them Hamites, they like men. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. This sounds weird. No. Over there in that country, they like little boys and they like messing with grown-ass men. Okay? So you telling me that you believe in multiple wives. Duh. Duh. Have you ever opened the Bible in your life? Believe in multiple wives. Duh. What? Bruh, let's read this verse one more time, man. Because I'm going to read this. I don't know if you might be a little slow. And in that day, 7. That's not 1. Let's count the 7. Hold up. Why the other Israelites don't? Because they slow. They teaching off doctrine. But that you should add 1 plus 1. They don't believe in the word, so they must be teaching falsely. Okay? They are contrary to this book, so they must be teaching falsely, right? Because the book clearly says that 7 women shall take hold of 1 man. So what would another Israelite tell you then? If they telling me that we only supposed to have 1 wife, then I'm going to tell them they full of shit. All right? That's what I'm going to tell them. They full of shit. So King David went off. Yahawah said he'd give King David as many women as he want just to satisfy him. All right? Plenty men had multiple wives. Moses had 2 wives. All right? Plenty men had multiple wives. If you would read the scriptures, that's why you don't go off of what a man thinks. You go off of the word, Leacock. You go off of the Bible, bro. You don't go off of mine. You go off of the Bible. You go off of the scriptures. All right? So once again, let's count to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? You know, I hold it up for you. 7. So, and that once again, that means completion. So, 7 women will take hold of 1 man. A complete number of women will take hold of 1 man. There you go. Abraham had 3 wives. A lot of kids. Right? I get that for you. 1 Kings 3 and 12. Behold, I have done accordingly to thy words. Lo, I have given thee a wise and an understanding heart, so that there was none like thee before thee, neither after thee shall any arise like unto thee. 3 and 12. You talking about Solomon? Alfred, wise and discerning heart, so that there have never been, nor will ever be another like you. That's not even what's your statement mean right there? So are you saying that as Solomon multiple wives stops? Because I don't know what angle you coming. But multiple wives is biblical. Okay? Multiple wives is biblical. I just read it. I just read it for you. I'll get something proving it. First Chronicles 14 and 3. And David took more wives at Jerusalem. And David begat more sons and daughters. David took more wives. He was not sinning. He was not going off. All right? You can have multiple women. A woman is what? You know, while we into it, let's get it. A woman is your what? What is a woman? Anybody that knows, what is a woman exactly? What is a woman to a man? Yeah, they don't understand, but we about to help them understand. And now you ain't got to come up here. This is not going to be long, I promise you, because I'm not going to be up here that long. All right, Ecclesiasticus 36 and 24. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. Thank you, Aquat. A possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. So, your woman is your possession. She's your possession. You own her. This is the thing that men don't understand these days. You want to be equal to your woman. You want her to have feminism. You want to believe in equality. You want to, yes, babe. Okay, babe. Okay. What do you need, honey? What do you need, sugar? All of that. You're soft. You're a simp. You're soft. At the end of the day, she runs that household and you don't. Okay? He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. And you brothers that want to go against God so much, y'all would go against this scripture. Y'all would be like, well, he didn't mean it like that. All right? Yeah, exactly. Not the COVID after the wife. She's the property. Okay? Property of a man. This is why in the old times you had to purchase a woman through the dowry. You had to purchase her. You had to talk to her father and purchase her, because before she's your possession, she's the father's possession. All right? The woman was made for the man. Simps don't understand. Exactly. Hey, the water. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Barak, Ahtham, to all the real, true brothers in here that understand. All right? You know? So, back to it. We will have an excess of Eve in the time of Isaiah 4 and 1. And that time is approaching. That time is approaching. So, let's get another scripture to prove it. Brothers got to understand. Isaiah 60 and 22. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, Yahawah, will hasten it in his time. And hasten means to quicken it, to make it happen quick. So, Leacock, you still in here, bro? We still got you? Yeah, he's still in here. So, is 1,000, you gonna force that woman to have 1,000? You gonna force that woman to make 1,000 seeds? No. Right? You gonna force that woman to have 1,000 kids come up out of her? No. All right? A little one shall become 1,000 because of all the women that he's gonna have. And a small one, a strong nation. I, Yahawah, will hasten it in his time. Understanding. Multiple wives. Understanding these things. When we was growing as a nation, we always flourished because of multiple wives. Because of our customs and our culture. Now that custom and that culture was what? It was suppressed by Esau Edom, the so-called white man. It was suppressed. That was suppressed. So we wouldn't flourish anymore, and we still flourish. Look at Issacharites, so-called Mexicans. Bro, they still packing it out. All right? Judah still packing it out. Got hella kids. What? Men are known for what? Having baby mamas, right? That's just nothing. That's their DNA. That's their spirit. Having multiple women and those multiple women having kids. Now, it's not done in order and decency these days, but really that's spirit. That's how we always was. Men having multiple women, multiple wives. Understand that. Joseph, you slow. All right? You slow. You don't understand the scripture. Why was salvation offered to an Edomite? Salvation was never offered to no Edomite. All right? What about the Ashkenazi Jews? Ashkenazi comes from Japheth. So how is a Jew or Ashkenazi when Ashkenazi doesn't even come from the bloodline of Shem? You have no understanding, man. You error in not knowing the scriptures. You talking about Ashkenaz. But we ain't even on that. Because, hey, this lesson is about excess of Eve. So I'm wrapping up too. A little one shall become 1,000. 7 women shall cleave to one man. The time is coming, brothers. The time is coming. Yeah, they're not. Okay, you answered your question. They're not Jews. So why are we even talking about them? Edomites, the so-called white man, takes the identity of so many people. They was Kazakhs, right? They were Ashkenazi. They're Israelites. Edomites, they take the identity of so many different people, man. His name's not Jesus, it's Yahawashi, right? They do nothing but steal the identity. So when you understand that anything the white man ever told you is a lie. Pretty much. At the end of the day, most of the things they told you and taught you in school is a lie. Cesare Borgia, not Caesar Borgia, Cesare Borgia. And going even back further, it's Serapis Christos. All right? So, yes, that's the white paintings that you see. But we know Yahawashi is the true king. Hey, man, y'all, bro, what is this? Bug out hour? Anyway, man, back to the lesson. So, brothers, to true brothers, and I'm only talking to true brothers. I ain't talking to you bug outs. Don't worry about women. This is the thing, because don't worry about women. And I know, man, being a man, you got an urge to have women. If you don't got an urge to, be with women, you don't even sit here and lie that you don't want a female. A man is desired to have a female, right? That's a thing. And to have multiple females. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's a natural instinct. Don't actually sit back and feel wrong that you want multiple women. That's not a problem. Because we was used to that and we will have it once again. Okay? Now, going back to Micah 2:10, arise and depart. Because this place is polluted. Use wisdom when dealing with these women. Understand that, bro, let's say you going and you trying to talk to a Eve right now and she rejecting you and she acting like you ain't got it or whatever. And man, like the elder Michael Allah said recently at camp, we the most wealthiest men. We are the most wealthiest men. The Israelites, us men, we are the most wealthiest men. Okay? And you just got deleted. Who the hell is you? Look at these women, man. Chica 5385. Shut your damn mouth. These type of women right here, y'all not even gonna get accepted. Okay? When it's a bunch of men standing around you in a circle, waiting to have their way with you, you gon' hate that you even said that comment. Because you're going to be like, damn, that brother was right. I wish that brother was here right now, could save me and protect me. You women have denied your protection. Y'all so fucking stupid, man. You have denied your protection. We are your protectors. And you sit back here and think that you so damn high, mighty. Like you gonna fight these men off. It's a lot of soldiers in this country right now, and they waiting. They waiting and they watching. They see your ass on the Instagram shaking your ass. They see you on the OnlyFans selling that pussy. They see you, and they waiting on your ass. And when the time comes, and Russia and China says, let it go, when that time comes, they coming straight to your door, and they kicking it in. And ain't nobody gonna be able to save you in that time and day. A lot of you females, man, this ain't the time. Y'all ain't gonna be able to get saved. You're gonna be wishing. Because the men, the true prophets of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, stood up here day after day after day and told your ass to get in order. And you rejected order. You refused to get in order. You said, fuck order. That's basically what you said. And the wise women, when the women start coming, because the women are going to start coming. Understand that. They're going to start coming seeking protection. Especially when the brothers have powers. And the men of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi are going to be the only ones that can protect you in that time frame. Right? The women are going to start coming. But it's still going to be a lot of you buckethead hoes, man. That's like, I ain't being with no man. I ain't being a multiple wife for that man. I ain't being his third wife or his fourth wife or his fifth wife. I ain't with that. Yeah, your ass, yeah, okay, well, don't do it then. You know what you're going to be? You're going to be passed around like a fucking football, man. And I wanted to throw this on YouTube, but this might be a little too vulgar, man. I got off the scale, man. But it's when you see disorder, it's vexing to the spirit, it's vexing to the soul. All right? Yeah, strong language is not a sin. I may be rude in speech, but not in knowledge. Have I said anything that was incorrect? Have I said anything that was incorrect? Whoever said me cussing is a problem, did I say anything that was incorrect? It's multiple soldiers in this country right now, and they waiting. What happens in war? A lot of grape. Take the G off. A lot of grape happens in war. Right? Women taken as prisoners. So that woman that told me that woman that said I almost got deleted or whatever, you better watch out. Because it's about to be a war. It's about to be a purge. Didn't y'all watch the movie The Purge? Wasn't people getting raped in that movie? You better watch out. You women are not strong. I don't know. What the fuck? Y'all watch too much Wonder Woman or some shit. What y'all think? What y'all think about to happen? You about to fight 50 dudes off? Hell nah. Only the men of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi gonna be able to have the powers to even do that type of feat. All right? And that's why those men will have an excess of Eve. It'll be no feminists. All these women gonna be bowing down. Take it back to Coming to America 2 or Coming to America 1. She like, you want me to bathe you, Prince? You want me to bathe you? Right? So, hey, we went through Babylon getting rejected our whole lives, man. Getting rejected our whole lives. But in Jacob's trouble, we gonna be getting washed by these women. They're gonna be in order, serving us properly. Anything for you, my king. What you need, my king. You want some grapes, my king? You want some grapefruit juice, my king? I like grapefruit juice. You want some, what you need, my king? At the end of the day, man. Yeah, that pepper spray ain't gonna work, shawty. Shawty. Hey, let's get a, hey, I promise you, I got 10 more minutes, because I gotta go, but, hey, ravished, they will be ravished. Oh, man. And we ain't gonna do nothing but laugh. Isaiah 13:16, brother had posted it earlier. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished. Now, do we have to go into that anymore? Ravished. Let's go into it. Salakia. To violate. Ravished. To be ravished. To be ravished. To violate. Y'all know what that is. That's great without the G, man. Right, ravished. Took advantage of. These women will be took advantage of. Because why? You have denied and rejected your protectors. You have denied and rejected Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, and the men that he sent forth. If you think you lonely now, wait until tonight, girl. You ain't gonna be lonely, baby. Oh, trust me, you gonna have a lot of friends. They ain't gonna be friendly though, but you gonna have a lot of friends. Yes, they gonna, boy, you're going to have a lot of friends. All right. The title of this lesson is Excess of Eve. It's gonna be an excess of Eve for what? For the righteous and for the wicked. Cause it's a lot. It's more 2/3 than it is 1/3, right? So a lot of these wicked ass women who like to twerk, who like to sell it, who like to do all of that, it's gonna be a lot of them for these wicked men that's gonna be running around here purging up the land. Calling yourself a hot commodity. Yeah, you're gonna be a hot commodity. Trust me. Bruh, women are gonna be traded and sold. It's gonna be like a slave trade. Women are gonna be traded and sold. What you got? You got some AKs over there? I got this bad little Instagram model. I'm gonna give you this Instagram model for your AK and some ammo. She gonna be like, what? Boom. As a slave. Yeah, we done ran through her. She good for a couple more months. Till she get unalived. You women are gonna get ravished so much you gonna be unalived from it. Stop playing around. This is not a fairy tale. This is the truth. Jacob's trouble is the darkest time you have ever seen in your life. Darker than before the flood, darker than Sodom and Gomorrah. And in Sodom and Gomorrah, things like that was happening. They tried to ravish the angels, holy men. They tried to ravish these men. Right? Lot said, here go my daughter. You can have my daughter. They didn't even want the girl. They wanted the men. That's going to you, Leacox. You in here, Leacox? You still in here? That's going to you, bro. He might not be in here. Well, it don't matter. Because they going to get you. They going to skip over the women and they going to come to you. You men are not safe and you women are not safe unless you stand with Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. And I promise you that. I put that on everything. You are not safe unless you stand with Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. You men will be ravished and you women will be ravished. All right? I just posted it. We not no pretty boys, man. We not soft. We not weak. We are real men. We are real fucking men. All right? We are real men. And hold up, man. Let me see. That's pretty much all I had. And I ran a little bit over, but back to the base scripture. He that getteth a wife beginneth for possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. Hold up, actually, hey, it came to my mind. I was looking up this topic today. Let me go get it real quick. We're gonna end it with a video. We're going to end it with a video. Let me see if I can find it. Yep.
In all stages of our history, women have been struggling through a second-class life. It wasn't just that women didn't have the right to vote or that they didn't get equal pay.
That gun ain't going to deliver you. That gun ain't going to deliver you.
Here are 12 horrible realities of being a woman throughout history. Women's menstruation. Okay. Women's lives were like a horror story through a second-class life.
All right.
It wasn't just that women didn't have the right to vote or that they didn't get equal pay. Women's lives were like a horror story. Here are 12 horrible realities of being a woman throughout history. Women's menstruation. A prominent Roman philosopher, Pliny the Elder, wrote this about women's menstruation. On the approach of a woman in this state, milk will become sour. He then went on to say, a swarm of bees, if looked upon by her, will die immediately. In both Egypt and Israel, women spent their menstrual cycles in separate buildings where men were...
Boom. That's in the law. In Israel, that's in the law. When a woman is bleeding, she's supposed to what? She's supposed to be in another house. Now, we are not sovereign. We don't have multiple houses, right? So we keep it to the best of our ability. You know, I mean, we keep it to the best of our ability, but I'm still sleeping in my bed because we are not sovereign. Understanding when a woman was on her thing, wherever she sat, it was deemed unclean, as they're gonna say in this video. Right? You got to understand, women have a curse on them. We all have curses on us. And women are, that's why they got childbirth. That's why childbirth is how it is for them. All right? And I'm wrapping it up, but let's keep it going.
Not allowed. Israelis were convinced that by touching a woman on her menstrual cycle...
Not Israelis. They fake. All right? Us. True Israelites, us, our culture, our customs.
Even anything she touched while she was on her menstrual cycle would render them all unclean. In Hawaii, the penalty of death could be leveled against a man who entered the hut of a menstruating woman. Women were expected to die when their husbands did. Women may have a longer life expectancy than their husbands do now, but in East Asia, up until the 1800s, when a woman lost her husband, she was required to die as well.
And this wasn't in East Asia. This was a Hindu practice, right? Heathen customs, Hindu custom. When a Hindu man died, an Indian, an Elamite died, right? His wife had to what? Commit suicide, or she was thrown into the fire at his burial. But it's letting you know, this is throughout history. Women never had no true power. A woman, because that's his possession. Women, you was always, you his possession. Now, bro, it's going to get back in order. And when women honor their men, and we don't do nothing like that in our custom, right? In our custom, a man dies, that woman she's actually able to marry again, being a widow, all right? But, this is what the heathens did. But it's just exemplifying the fact that she's his possession. And she didn't have no say-so even in her own life. He went, she had to go. All right? Yeah, they silly, most definitely.
This was known as the practice of sati. So, if the wife didn't kill herself before the funeral, she would have to brave the funeral pyre while still alive. But brides weren't just burned for regular funerals. They would also burn themselves and their children ahead of military attacks if the war effort was going poorly for their husband. Women were forced to kill their own children. Women were forced to become the villain themselves when it came to unwanted births. In ancient Rome, the mother of a baby with a disability was expected to abandon it somewhere.
And y'all saw that in the movie 300. You remember the dude with the humpback? And his mother had him, and she was supposed to unalive him, but she couldn't do it, so she sent him away. If y'all remember that in the movie 300. And that dude, he betrayed them and basically told what's his name, Xerxes, of the path, And yeah, they do that. Yeah, they do that today. Yeah, Yeah, the traitor. Yeah. And yeah, as the brother said, women do this today without being pushed. They don't care. Women just what's that? Abortion, right?
Or suffocated themselves. Even in Israel, the bones of at least 100 deceased have been found by archaeologists in the city's sewer system by the shore.
Now that's also in the law though. Not this, but that if you had birth defects, you couldn't be a priest. Understanding that, right? You know, because birth defects is a sign of what? Judgment. Being blind, being deaf, being mute, right? That's a sign of judgment. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi sent you back down here to be judged in the way of having a birth defect. Okay? So, you know, we look at things we look at the reality of things. We ain't playing around. We look at the reality of things. When the apostles asked Yahawashi, why is this man blind? What did his parents do? Etc., etc. They understood, first of all, reincarnation. And they understood what was his sin. They was trying to inquire on what was his sin. So, hey, it's judgment, man. Because this is the place of judgment.
A bell fastened to her head. If you were a woman in ancient Greece or Rome, there was no complaining either. Women were not allowed to speak when company came.
Whoa!
Let alone sit down to dinner.
Women were not allowed to speak when company came. And they taking the Romans and the Greeks take their customs from all these other nations. Alexander the Greek loved to do that, right? He loved to take his customs. He took a lot of his customs from the Persians and the nations that he conquered. So women were not allowed to speak. They had to go in the back room or they had to go to bed. They had to go to bed, man. Yeah, not a peep, God. I'm serious. They had to go to bed. All right, they can't sit at the table with men, etc., etc. And that's just order. That's how it's gonna be in the kingdom. That's how it's supposed to be. Because, you know, especially if your woman is beautiful, right? And you know, brothers ain't supposed to be looking at your woman. You don't supposed to bring her out on the corner. She don't supposed to be out here teaching. She don't supposed to be on no damn TikTok teaching. None of that. All right? Because if she's a beautiful woman, brothers is going to look. All right? At the end of the day, what you think? Brothers just turn off their attractiveness? Yeah, what? Your wife ain't attractive to me. Like, come on, man. All right? Your woman's supposed to be in a modest apparel. And she's supposed to be sitting back, minding her damn business, not with no damn AI photo, putting herself out, smiling, trying to look cute and shit. Sit your ass down. All right? And you can tell, man, some of these brothers be off, got their women out here all out on Front Street. Don't nobody supposed to be seeing your woman all out on Front Street. All right? Come on, man. That's out of order. You know? And you can tell, man, y'all never see my wife up in here. And she be in every live. But you never see in the comment board or nothing doing no goofy shit. Because the household is ran correctly, man. Let's keep it going.
It was early bedtime and dinner in their room for the women of the house, so as not to disturb the men. And the only time women were allowed to leave the house was in the company of men, a practice that many women put up with to this day. At least it's not as bad as medieval Denmark, where women who argued or vented their grievances were restrained in something called a shrew's fiddle. While this device would bind a woman's hands and face, the real insult was making her walk around town with a bell fastened to her head to complete the humiliation. Slave girls were one thing, but wives were another. Sleeping with someone's slave girl may have been a misdemeanor in Rome, but wives were a different story. A male who was a Roman citizen could kill his wife without repercussion, as long as he killed her male lover as well.
Boom, that's in the law. Like I said, they took a lot of this from the law. They took a lot of this from other customs. If somebody slept with your wife, they supposed to die. Both of them. Right? Yeah, exactly. Both of them are supposed to be unalive. So you're supposed to take both of their lives. And you'll be good. If we kept the law perfectly. You know? Yeah, I feel like some Amalek women put this shit up. Yeah. But that's the law, man. You know? And it's nothing wrong with that. But we can't keep that in America. In America, it's what, man? They got these rappers out here talking about I'll take your bitch, etc., etc. All they do is talk about sin. All they do is promote sin. You gonna take who, bitch? Okay, you gonna die with that bitch. You gonna take somebody, okay? Watch. All right? Let's keep it going. And matter of fact, going back, it hit my thought. When that cop, you remember them cops had unalived that dude? I think it was in Detroit or something. It was like 5 cops. And they had unalived that dude because he slept with that man's wife. That was judgment. Right? You don't supposed to be messing with no married man's wife. This is why, brothers, also, when you messing with these women, man, make sure they not married. All right? Make sure they not married. You know? Be careful. Because, hey, she might not keep the law, but you know the law. Therefore, if she married, she could tell you, I ain't married, I'm single. She got a whole man at home. Right? But you know the law. You got to check. That's why you don't just lay down with anything. You be very careful. Yeah, Eve is slick. Eve is slick, man. So you keep the law. Just the way that, what was it? It was Joseph. Joseph in Egypt, and I think it was the Pharaoh's wife, or whoever he was serving under, his wife wanted to mess with Joseph. Brothers can remember that story. Right? And then when Joseph ain't want to do it, she was screaming that he raped her. He touched her. Right? You know, but Joseph knew the law. Joseph like, nah, I ain't doing that. Get away from me. Get away from me. I ain't doing that. You know? So, yeah, I think so. The water. So, and you know, brothers know that story. You can freshen up on it. But make sure these women are not married. Because, hey, Yahawah knows that you know the law because you in the know now. So make sure you're not breaking the law. All right? Let's keep it going.
Baby girls. Although women have been historically discriminated against during their time of the month, this is still much better than the baby girls in ancient Greece and Rome ever got. While favoring the birth of baby boys, baby girls were commonly the victim of something called exposing, where they were left in the wilderness by their parents to die. Even Egyptian girls, who were more socially equal, didn't fare much better when they came from poor families. Property damage. In ancient Rome, a priestess who served the goddess Vesta could be buried alive if she was sexually active before the age of 30. On the other hand, sex with the master was in a Roman slave girl's job description. Friends of the master had to ask his permission to sleep with his slave girls first, or else they were charged with property damage.
And you know them Edomites is on some BS. But a little bit of that they took from the law, being that a concubine, right? Basically a heathen woman that would be in a sense like a wench or a sex slave in a sense. She would do whatever for you, right? She would, you know, whatever you needed. That's your concubine. That's your possession at the end of the day. All right, and that's what these heathens are going to be under us. Anything we need, they're going to be doing it. All right, that includes anything, man. We ain't going to be in true rulership. But she's only going to belong to you. You're not going to be giving her out to any other man. She's going to belong to you. That's your slave. All right? Yeah, there's no boyfriends, no girlfriends. Yeah, exactly. You know, now, getting deeper into that, it's harlots out here, you know, and you know a harlot to be a harlot, right? That's not a woman you trying to wife up. That's a harlot. That's a woman you may get some pleasure from or whatever, and you keep it moving. You don't wife that up. Now a wife, right? You be very careful and picky on choosing a wife. You look for the red flags and be like, hey, is this woman actually going to be able to take the laws and commandments? Is she high-minded? Is she trying to listen? You know, so you be careful when picking a wife. You wanna find a Proverbs 31 woman, right? You don't make a hoe a housewife, as the world would say. You're not taking no harlot and trying to make her a housewife. Okay? All right, so let's keep it going.
State and credit cards in the United States. Women couldn't own real estate in their own name in the U.S. until 1839, and then only in the state of Mississippi. It's no wonder that even in the 1960s, an unmarried woman would find it almost impossible to get a credit card. Even into the 1970s, the card could only be issued in the husband's name. The Equal Credit Opportunity Act of 1974 fixed this, but as any woman can tell you, they still have a long way to go for real equality and equal rights.
Because they don't deserve it. That's not their position. That's not how the order of this place is supposed to go. And brothers that have wives, whatever your wife make, that's your money. Because that's your household. All right? That doesn't mean you rule like a damn lion and you take her whole check or nothing like that. All right? But that's your possession. And what she brings in, that's yours. That's order. That's your household. You know, you rule your household how you see fit. But just being honest, that's your household. That's your possession. That's, you know. Yeah, they did a bang up job. Yeah, con. And you know, we almost at the end of this. I don't want to make this too long. But let's keep it going.
The very shameful one. Women were required to be virgins until marriage, or else. Unmarried daughters who were sexually active could be sold into slavery by their fathers in ancient Athens. Meanwhile, in Samoa, part of the wedding ceremony involved manually rupturing a bride's hymen in front of the village to prove her purity. This demeaning rite was not performed by the groom, but by the chief of the tribe on his behalf.
And y'all know that's some heathen shit. That's Japhetic tribes right there. Samoa and all that. That's heathens. Right? Letting the chief go into your woman, man. Yeah. You know. Yeah, it's definitely going off. Definitely. Right? So it's not, you know, it's showing. But, I mean, I'm showing this video just to show how women were treated. Basically, never being equal to men throughout history. I ain't showing this to really, you know. But going back to the law, what they said earlier, a woman was supposed to be a virgin unto marriage, right? Now, what they're taking from us is the ceremony, basically. How brothers would go into, you would have the marriage, you would have the little marriage ceremony, and then right after that, you would go into the bedchamber and you would have intercourse with your bride, right? To what's the word? Consummate it. That's how it was supposed to be done, you know? So, yeah, there you go. Token of virginity, exactly. So, that's what they're basically doing. But they're doing it in a heathen fashion, a heathen way. But anyway, it's showing, man, they get everything from us, all right? You know, and more so showing that women are just basically, man, they possessions. They tossed around.
Theatrical stage. Women were not allowed to appear on the theatrical stage until 1660. Although Shakespeare wrote many of the best female roles in the history of the theater, it was illegal for women to perform them. Instead, the roles were given to prepubescent males to portray, until many years after Shakespeare's death in 1616. Kidnapping.
And that's showing, bro, them Romans and Greeks, you know, they was on some Mo shit. They was almost, all right, men playing women parts, Mo's. All right, that's all they on. And they still on that today. Look at it. Look at Young Thug. Look at all them comedians that gotta wear a dress. That's going back to Rome and Greece. And the Greeks. That's going back to that era. Exactly. Yeah, exactly to today. So that's all it is. An embarrassment ritual. Lil Nas X, exactly. So, you know. What is it? Demasculization of the Israelite man. That's all it is, man. That's all it is.
Kidnapping brides continues as a way to get married. The capturing of women and making them into wives is even documented in the Bible.
Yes.
It doesn't stop there, though. In the 1800s, stealing women for wives was widespread in Ireland and existed until the 1940s in China. Shockingly enough, it went on until 1959 in Japan.
And it's nothing wrong. In war times, we took wives. We would kill the men and take the wives, take the women. You know, that was it. In war, and like I said earlier, you women are in for a rude awakening because war is about to happen in this country. And that's what's going to be happening. Women are going to be getting took. All right? You're going to be getting took and passed around amongst these camps. Not Israelite camps, but amongst these Russians and Syrians and Assyrians and Hamites that are in this nation. Ravishing, yeah. So, because nothing is new under the sun. All right? Every war, women get took. Every war, look at what happened in the Philippines and things like that. Jake went over there, and now you got a lot of Israelite babies. Israelite over there that they call themselves Filipinos, but they're Jake. Because Jake was messing with the Filipino women when they was over there in that war. Vietnam, same thing. Jake was over there messing with the women. Australia, same thing, man. All right? Wherever Jake go, Jake lay some seeds down. Jake gonna lay some seeds down. Believe that. You know, trust and believe that. All right? All right. So, yeah, we almost done.
War history was recorded. The cruel treatment of women started at the dawn of civilization, even before history was recorded. In fact, it was archaeologists in Africa who found the first evidence of misogyny in the remains of prehistoric villages, which indicated that while the men remained in one place, the women were often moved around. So while the men enjoyed a long life in their own home village, the women were imported from other scattered areas. What this suggests to archaeologists is that in these involuntary marriages, women were kidnapped and then forced to start families with the men who had captured them. So that's 12 horrible realities of being a woman throughout history.
Boom, that's it. Possessions. Going back to the scripture, showing you how women have been possessions throughout all history. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. Now, although a lot of that stuff, some of that stuff was off because it was in heathen nations, but still showing and emphasizing the fact that those women were deemed as possessions. All right? Not equal, never equal to men. Everything that we just looked at, you can't say that none of those women were equal to men by the way that they were treated. All right? Yeah, oh, witch hunts. Boy, that's another era. That's another era. Witch hunts. You know, man, it's so many time frames, so many things. You could just chop it up and be like, yo, you know, women were never treated equal. Because that's not how Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi set it up to be. If Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi wanted you women to be equal, then he would have did something about it. All right, but that's not how it's supposed to be. That's not how scripture is written. Genesis 3:16, man. The man is supposed to rule over you. All right, he's supposed to rule over you. So to the women that may hear this, see this, whatever it may be, you know, the best thing for you to do is get in order and just maintain yourself. Continue to watch the prophets and continue to be in order and listen in silence and support. You know, that's the best thing you can do, man. Because, hey, if you support the prophets, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is going to take care of you. And you repent and you do what you're supposed to do. You keep the laws to the best of your ability. If you do have a husband and he's not a believing husband, then you stay with him and you pray for him. The best type of woman is a praying woman, man. That's praying for your man and supporting your man and staying there truthfully with your man. A praying woman. You stay with him and you pleased to dwell with him. He's pleased to dwell with you. And then maybe Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi may bring him into this truth. You never know what can happen. All right? You never know what can happen. You know? So yeah, and that's another thing, Tawada, for putting that. Because order, that man is going to see how you're in order and you're obeying him and you're taking care of him. And he going to be like, damn, you know what? The Bible's making you act like this? Well, maybe I need to look at the Bible. You never know. You never know, man. You prove the gainsayers by acting and being in this truth. Right? You'll bring him in. Because he going to love it. He going to love it. You can't get mad at a Proverbs 31 woman. That's a down to earth, that's a chill, that's an in order woman that knows her role, knows her position. All right? She's not loud, she's not toxic, she's not arguing with you, she's not going back and forth, she's not all up in another man's face. She's minding her business. Yeah, exactly. Him and vice versa. As it's saying, man, if you please to dwell with him, or if he's pleased to dwell with you, right? So for you men, if your woman is not in the truth, you don't do away with her, you keep her. If y'all like each other, y'all dealing with each other, and you pray for her. And you keep that order. And if she's a real woman, she gonna follow your lead. She's going to follow your lead. If she's a real woman, eventually she gonna, and with that being said, man, I'm going to get up out of here. So to the east, all praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadat. Salaki. Let's start it over. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of GMS that rule well and teach well and sincerely taught us this truth. Shalawam to you brothers and sisters. All right, Tabernacle of David, the hopeful elect. I hope this has been an edifying lesson. And until next time, Shalawam, Kwam Yasharahla, Ababa Ball. Shalawam, Shalawam.